let me talk to you about Coringa, please. I want to try and understand how you guys. I'm delighted we've got a CFO on, talking about proper numbers rather than generalities. So, how do you go about planning and managing cash flows and having the funds in place to be able to move Coringa forward at the speed that the management, with the rest of the management team or the operational team, is hoping to? I mean, the balance sheet seems to have been tidied up a lot with the discussions with Sprott, Greenstone, and Equinox. So you do appear, and you're generating cash flow certainly at these prices. But there's a plan for Coringa. This year you've got COVID to deal with, but you've also got to get this thing moving forward at some kind of pace. Have you got the cash to be able to do it? Is there going to be more balance sheet management activity to be able to get that through to the point where it can get into production?
I think the first priority for me is let's get Coringa fully secured. Let's get Equinox debt paid down. And with that in place, then we will be able to go out to lending groups, or we're already in conversations with various lending groups. We're sharing with them our models for that, and they're looking at that with a view to what sort of levels of debt they're prepared to provide, what sort of terms they'd be considering, and all the other parts that you would normally expect. But the first priority is to get the Equinox paid off, because until that's dealt with, the lender's not going to part with any money. And of course, as we've spoken about in the past, or you've spoken with Mike about in the past, getting the licensing process up to a particular stage where the lenders will feel comfortable that everything is satisfied. I think with COVID, we've had our challenges at Polito, and there are, I think we have to make sure that we've got the Polito Sao Chico operations back up and running full steam before we want to start taking on another operational issue with Coringa. So we've got to work that one into the equation at the moment. So cash flow for the time being is going to be used primarily to get rid of the Equinox payments and pay those down. We're going to try and do that as much as we can out of cash flow. As we originally put Greenstone in place to give ourselves the ability to get rid of that in a single payment. Given how the situation has evolved, we almost now want to use that as a standby facility to draw down if and when we need to. And we will also have that funding available to use to start building Coringa or developing Coringa and do some of the things once the licensing reaches its next stage. Once we get our LP approved, I know Mike's talked about wanting to get in, do some underground development, get some bulk samples sorted, try and de-risk the geological aspects of the project for lenders. And they're all key parts of it, which will reduce our cost of borrowing going forward as well. So I want to be able to blend that going forward and use a little bit of the Greenstone funding to be able to do that, provide sort of the equity capital, as it were, to get through those studies. And then we'll go out to the lending groups to raise the debt capital that we need to be able to build the project and take it forward.